Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is only 25 years old. I think people sometimes forget how young Lamar Jackson really is. He's younger than Joe Burrow. And yet, by the way, he's been in the NFL for 2 years longer than Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson has accomplished, an unbelievable amount of stuff for how young he is and how long he's been in the NFL. He's made the playoffs 3 times. He's won a playoff game. He's won the NFL MVP. And yet, somehow, Lamar Jackson still has doubters. There are still people out there that don't believe Lamar Jackson is a viable NFL quarterback, or at least one that's going to be successful for a long, sustained amount of time. It's pretty rare to win the NFL MVP and still have people wondering how good you are and how long your style is going to work. And people have questions about Lamar Jackson's ability to throw the ball downfield. He's not under contract after this year, so Lamar is technically playing for a new deal. Yes, Lamar Jackson is going into year 5 of his NFL career, year 5 of his contract, and currently, if nothing changes, then after this year, Lamar Jackson is going to be a free agent next fall, or I guess next offseason, because we've got this fall and then next March, basically, Lamar Jackson is scheduled to become a free agent. Now, that's not going to happen. At minimum, the Baltimore Ravens would at least franchise tag the guy. But it's a very unique situation where Lamar Jackson still has something to prove, and his team is clearly still evaluating him, figuring out how much money to pay him. And, man, I really want to see Lamar Jackson silence everybody who doubts him. I want to see Lamar Jackson come out throwing haymakers and proving everybody wrong. I do have one concern about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, though. This offseason, the Ravens traded away their number 1 receiver, Marquise Hollywood Brown. And that's a tough thing to overcome, especially given the circumstance when you got a young quarterback who is really trying to show he can throw the ball downfield. To lose your number 1 receiver, that's a big deal. Now, they do have still a star tight end, Mark Andrews. They also have a receiver, Rashad Bateman, who was a first-round pick last year. He has potential, but he's unproven. He only played in 12 games last year. And I have to admit, I wish Lamar Jackson had a better receiving core. I think that's a tough obstacle to overcome, to be playing in a receiver-driven league when you have to prove to the league that you are a great passer still, or you at least have to prove yourself as a passer because people constantly doubt you. I wish he had a better receiving core. Now, I don't really care how much money Lamar Jackson makes. I don't know really why people say that he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Not because he doesn't deserve it, maybe, but it's just I don't care. That's not a conversation I care about. I hope Lamar gets a massive contract and is set for life and has generational wealth. I think it's awesome. I think he already has it. He's making $23 million this year. The biggest contract in NFL history, that's a weird goal. I don't know why people chase that flex. That's weird to me. I think your goal should be to get paid a ton of money and win football games and enjoy your life. That's the goal to me. But what I want to see from Lamar Jackson this fall, I want to see him dominate and shut up all the people who doubt his ability as a quarterback. And that's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Lamar Jackson to just dominate, shred the league, and show people what he can do and get a massive contract. And, again, silence anyone who still at this point in his career doubt Lamar Jackson.